Good morning. Greetings from, guess where? Sri Lanka. You can see here the river there. Isn't it beautiful? That's morning. So, talk about something which I feel is really, really, really important. And it's about a client who reached out to me. I don't even say a client, but a person who reached out to me. And sorry, it's about a topic which is an absolute huge taboo and which all over the world I have noticed people don't want to make a change on this world. In this world, because it's such a big taboo that people always try to avoid it. Politicians, rich people. I mean, how do you cope with something like incest? And trust me, I have made a video, I think 3 years ago. It has more than 130,000 people who watched it. And still, people are reaching out, trying to get help, trying to talk about it, trying to find a solution. They don't know what to do. They don't have anyone to talk to. To be honest, most of the times it's too much for me because I'm a single person. I feel and see energies, and this kind of dynamic is very, very complicated, which is always about manipulation, control, hate, anger, um, parenting issues, trauma, sexual abuse, rape, with consent and not consent. So those things are very a big deal. So now this girl, she reached out to me and she told me her story, and we're talking for quite some time. And she said, please, madam, can you share this video, the story, her story, so that the parents understand the importance of looking after the children. Yes, it's most important that when you have a parent, a mother or father, that they are supposed to protect you. Especially when a father, I mean, we have cases where the mother goes to another country to work and then the father is drunk at home and rapes the daughter. Of course, it's totally not okay. But then there are some cases where the daughter starts falling for the father because there's no mother in the household, or there's a total misconception about sexuality, attraction, love for someone, parently, and being a child parent. There's different ways of loving someone. So this girl said, my parents would fight every day, every day, every day. And my father used to get really angry at my mother, and our mother would let her anger out and hit us, children. So that we felt we don't have anyone, we didn't feel safe with our parents. My brother and me, we became close. And we would try to console each other, to comfort each other. But then, of course, when you reach a certain stage from childhood, become like being little and then coming into puberty, they became very close. And then after some time, they shared some intimacy. And then she said, to be honest, we enjoyed the sex. Yes, of course, because sex is something which is, when you have it, you enjoy it, but it doesn't mean it's something you feel comfortable in your heart and your soul with. There's like the physical area and the emotional area, and then you have the shame and the guilt, and then you have the pleasure which comes from a physical, level, which is of course not the same, because when you love someone and you really love someone and there's no codependency or any weird dynamics, then it's love and physical emotion come together. This is like when you marry someone, this is when you love someone. And I'm not talking about parents and child, and I'm not talking about incest, because most of the times people know there's something wrong. They want to leave, they don't know how to get out of it, but there's a huge, strong codependency. And every time they try to leave, they don't feel good. They feel like it's a drug. It's like they can't live without. So this girl said, I'm so angry at my parents, and my parents should know what they did to us, not caring for us. This is how it happens. Of course, she loves her brother, but then she reached out to me, but in a brother-sister way. Then she reached out to me. She said, Madam, I don't know what to do. So I told her, I said, please get a job and leave this house, because the most important thing is what you can do to get out of it is to leave the house, which she did, and she was much happier. But then she reached out to me again, and then she said, Madam, I'm pregnant. I said, you know, of course, in this case, I think totally it's okay to have an abortion because your child needs to be living that with the idea, because you cannot lie to your child. You cannot lie and tell your child, oh, your father, I don't know your father or whatever, because your child needs to know what's going on. That's something to have a healthy family constellation dynamic, to know what's going on. The child needs to know who's the father, who's the mother. But then she said, you know, madam, I'm already in the 6 months or 7 months. I said, okay, wow, that is far too beyond. Then she spoke to her grandmother, and her grandmother said, oh no, you should get married to your brother, move to another city. But to be honest, this is really messed up. It's really messed up because you have to lie about your identity, you have to lie about who you are, where you are, and what you do. So this means your whole life is going to be a lie. And even for the child, it's going to be, you don't know if the child is going to be healthy or not. So now she's really worried if the child is going to be healthy or not. So there's a very cute dog here. Hi, how are you? Do you want to see? Hi. Hi, Angel.